Hi everyone, there's been another damning report on the barbaric universal credit system in the UK. For those of you not aware, I know half of my viewers come from other countries in the world. Universal credit is a benefit system that, in theory, was a good idea. We've got about 7 different benefits that people on low incomes and disability, etc. can claim. And it was all going to 7 different departments. Universal credit was meant to centralise it all and cut down on overheads and increase efficiency and that sort of thing. But it's been so mismanaged by the Tories that people are dying as a result. Can't say planning that. People are dying as a result of it. And the Tories, although it's only been pioneered in certain constituencies in the UK, I think it's about a dozen, it might be more, I'm not 100% sure on that. It's now going to get rolled out to the rest of the country, despite the fact that where it's been pioneered, where it's been tested, has been a disaster. I've got experience of it myself. It's been a disaster. I know many of my subscribers have similar experiences. This is from the BBC. That's Esther McVeigh there. It's a video below. I'll show that video in a minute. I'll pause the video and she just happened to be opening her mouth like that in the pause. So I thought I'm not gonna change it. She's opening her mouth there, so she's speaking, so she's lying. Esther McVeigh, some to be poorer under universal credit. I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to read the top couple of paragraphs because you'll be amazed at what she said. Some people will be worse off under universal credit, but they can take on more work to increase their income, the minister in charge says. So if you're on universal credit because you're on a low income, you can't afford to live, and you're not making minimum wage because you're on a 0 hours contract, or you're part-time because you've got school children or something like that you've got to take care of, and you're a single parent. Her answer to people being almost £200 a month worse off, in some cases, is going to be work longer. Work and Pensions Secretary Esther McVeigh. Here's the fact that I want to get to. This is horrifying. Work and Pensions Secretary Esther McVeigh defended the new benefit system amid reports that 3.2 million households will lose more than £2,000 a year. They're on low income, these families are. £2,000 a year, it's probably a 10-15% wage cut in practice. She did a video in that article, Esther McVeigh did a little interview. It's only a minute long. I just want to play this, or play the first part of it.
You tell cabinet ministers that some people could be up to £2,400 a year worse off.
Well, I won't say what I said in cabinet, because obviously I don't, because if I was going to, I'd invite you into cabinet.
So he's asked her there, is it true that you told people in your cabinet that some people were £2,400 worse off? And she said, well, I'm not going to tell you what I said in cabinet. So in other words, yes, that's exactly what she told people at that cabinet meeting.
But what I will say is I had a very open conversation with my colleagues there.
So yes,
about
I did say
how
that.
we support people. So actually 1 million disabled people will get significantly more on universal credit.
That's not true.
And you will know reputable organisations like the Institute for Fiscal Studies, the Resolution Foundation, have suggested that up to 3 million claimants could be around £1,800 a year worse off. Is that right?
I've said we made tough decisions.
Yes.
Some people
In other
will
words,
be worse.
you can
off
see
than
there how
what they
she's
are.
obfuscating and you know, avoiding the question, avoiding answering the question, because yes, it's going to cost people a lot of money, the vulnerable people, the disabled, the weak in this country. Just look at this. The food bank use in areas of full universal credit rollout has increased by 52% since it's been rolled out. Whereas, I mean, 13% for those not in universal credit areas, but 13% is still massive. A 13% increase. That's year on year, I think. 52%. And the Tories, despite all of these incredibly bad reports, are just going ahead with the rollout anyway. This is from a couple of years ago. This is primary reasons for referral in 2016 to 2017. Now it's last year to Trussell Trust food banks. if you include benefit delays and benefit changes there, which is basically, that's the universal credit, that comes to nearly 50%. And when it's rolled out, when universal credit is rolled out to the rest of the country, you can guarantee that those two causes of food bank use are going to spike. It's going to be closer to 75% of all people going to food banks are going to be because of universal credit, certainly over half, when it's rolled out to the rest of the country. And they're going ahead with it regardless, knowing that it's going to kill off people, knowing that it's going to kill off the vulnerable, knowing that it's going to kill off some of the weak, some of the disabled, some of the elderly who rely on their benefits. But here's the thing, maybe that's the idea. I know this is a terrible thing to say, but I honestly can't think of any other reasons why they would still be going ahead with it other than it's doing what it was designed to do. It's been cocked up on purpose to force people to go into 0-hour contracts and to get those unemployment figures down, which the government just love to talk about so much. Unemployment figures not even close to being a good evaluation of how the country is doing. But that's all I care about. This is what I'm saying about universal credit. I honestly think that this was the Tories' plan all along, was to cock this up terribly, to screw the poor. The poor who are already suffering under austerity. 130,000 lives have been linked to deaths caused by austerity since 2010. That's 130,000 people as a direct result of Tory policies. That's not even including the universal credit stuff. And this rollout is just going to increase it over the coming weeks and months and years. Here's my idea to people like Esther McVeigh and Theresa May and the Tories with regards to universal credit. If you're going to do this, if you're going to roll out a disastrous system which is going to kill off the weak and the vulnerable people in this country, change the fucking name. Because it shouldn't be called universal credit. It should be called the final solution. Because that seems to me to be exactly what the Tories are trying or attempting to do here. If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and click the bell below so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. Independent voices like mine, I'm sure you're aware by now, are being censored across all social media platforms, so please like and comment on the videos. That really does help the channel out, and share the videos wherever you can to grow the audience. If you can, please support me on Patreon. You can do it for as little as $1 a month. I cannot do this without your help. I rely on your donations. Thanks very much for your support. It really is appreciated. Until next time, peace and take care.